Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. On Dangerously Obese, Nikki stuns with her weight loss transformation. The reality star felt her confidence fade and decided to make a change in her life. One of the reasons behind her motivation was to be a parent to her son. Nikki tries to move her body but fails to do so due to her lowered self-esteem. Dangerously Obese star got bariatric surgery and continued to lose weight after that. How has life changed for her after the weight loss? Read on to know the full story. Nikki's confidence takes a dive. Nikki is radiating confidence the first time fans meet her. On Dangerously Obese, she is introduced when she is filming her TikTok content. She starts out strong but soon her confidence fades away. She stops her dancing and gets emotional. When her husband asks her what's making her upset, she opens up. She says she is scared because people online can be mean. Her husband comforts her. Nikki is the latest star of Dangerously Obese. On the show, every patient has unique reasons to lose weight. For her, it was when she lost her spark and confidence because of her weight. The reality star looks strong on the outside, but the weight didn't let her be in a good place. That is when she consulted Dr. Proctor to help her lose weight. He truly helped her get her self-esteem back. Nikki is a proud mama who got her confidence back. Nikki gets weight loss surgery approved. On Dangerously Obese, the star lost a lot of weight. She started at 470 pounds and ended up losing 40 pounds before the surgery. After the surgery, she kept the weight loss up and lost over 250 pounds. She feels better and regains her confidence. She is happy being an active mother for her son. In a clip by TLC, Nikki's husband comments that Nikki feels much confident now after losing all the weight. Her self-esteem is back and she understands her aspirations. She wants to go back to school to get her GED. The reality star wants to work in an ER. "I want to be the best mom," she states. Nikki's son admits that he prefers her without all that weight. She can move around and do stuff that she couldn't usually do. Nikki remembers how far she has come. She says that a year ago she had to wait in the car when her family would play baseball. Walking for her was challenging. Now she is in the field playing baseball with her son. She is happy to be able to swing a bat and not be out of breath. Her partner is forever being a supportive person, cheering her on. Thanks to the weight loss, she can spend quality time with her son. Nikki's husband feels like he is seeing the old Nikki who he married. It is a sweet emotion from him. Fans of the show are showing their support on social media. "You look great," one said. Another user commented, "Fantastic. New life for you. That's awesome." Her goal is 140 pounds and fans are rallying behind her, showing their support. For more exciting news updates, stay tuned to us TV show. For years, Nikki Daniels lived her life in quiet fear of falling, fear of dying young, fear of leaving her family behind, and fear of being seen. At 612 pounds, she had grown accustomed to moving through the world as invisibly as someone her size possibly could. But the truth was that her body spoke louder than her voice ever had. Every step, every breath, every chair, every doorway became a negotiation between her willpower and her circumstances. Today, though, everything has changed. This is the story of how a woman once trapped in a dangerously obese body not only transformed her life, but reclaimed the confidence she never knew she still had. A life shrinking as her weight grew. Nikki wasn't always the woman audiences came to know on Dangerously Obese. Growing up, she had been energetic, artistic, and endlessly curious. But food, sweet, salty, comforting food, became the only place she felt safe. As the years passed, one stressful moment after another piled on top of her like layers of emotional weight. By the time she reached adulthood, she was already nearly 400 pounds. At first she joked about it, then she ignored it, and eventually, she stopped leaving the house altogether unless absolutely necessary. Her world grew small. Her bed, the kitchen, and the living room were the only places that felt manageable. Even those became difficult. At 612 pounds, her life was no longer simply uncomfortable, it was dangerous. Her doctor's words haunted her. "If you don't make a drastic change, you won't live another year." Nikki cried in her car afterward, not because she was surprised, but because she finally realized she'd been waiting for permission to save her life. A call that changed everything. It was Nikki's younger sister, Jasmine, who first reached out to the producers of Dangerously Obese. She had watched Nikki lose the brightness in her eyes, watched her body fail her, and watched her spirit shrink inside her giant frame. When the show called Nikki for her first interview, she nearly declined. What if she failed? What if she embarrassed herself? What if she couldn't handle the world seeing her at her worst? But a quiet thought slipped into her mind. What if this is my chance? That question changed everything. Meeting Dr. Torres. Tough love and new beginnings. When Nikki met celebrity bariatric specialist Dr. Elena Torres, she found exactly the person she needed, someone who didn't pity her, didn't sugarcoat anything, but also didn't see her as a lost cause. Dr. Torres flipped through Nikki's chart with clinical precision and emotional clarity. "You are dangerously obese," she said plainly, "but you're not broken. You are capable of change. The question is, are you willing to do the work?" Nikki nodded, the tears flowing before she could stop them. That moment became the anchor for her entire journey. The first steps, literally. At over 600 pounds, even standing was exhausting. But under the supervision of her physical therapist, Nikki started with 30-second movements. Just 30 seconds of stepping in place or holding herself upright. She expected to feel ashamed. Instead, she felt proud. Every 30-second attempt was a victory. Every step, small, shaky, sweaty, was a step toward a future she wasn't sure she deserved but desperately wanted. The show's cameras followed her, capturing the good days, the hard days, and the days when she broke down and cried. But there was one thing they always captured: her determination. Facing the food that controlled her, Nikki had used food for comfort her whole life, and unlearning that was the hardest task she faced. Dr. Torres connected her with therapist Marla Reese, a specialist in food-related trauma. Together, they unpacked years of emotional burden. Food wasn't the enemy, it was the shield Nikki had used to survive heartbreak, abandonment, and loneliness. Now she had to learn to survive without it. This part of her transformation wasn't glamorous. It involved tears, relapses, confessions, forgiveness, and a rebuilt understanding of what hunger meant, physical hunger versus emotional hunger. Nikki slowly learned to recognize the difference. The turning point, her first big milestone. 2 months into filming, Nikki stepped on the scale for her first major weigh-in. Her heart pounded as producers and Dr. Torres watched silently. 612 pounds. Then the numbers moved. 597, 586, 574, 562, 553. She had lost 59 pounds. Nikki burst into tears, covering her face as her body shook. But these weren't tears of embarrassment. They were tears of hope. For the first time in years, she saw proof that she could change. Preparing for surgery. By the time she lost her first 120 pounds, Dr. Torres declared Nikki eligible for gastric bypass surgery. But the surgery was only a tool, it wasn't magic, and it wasn't easy. The week before her procedure, Nikki recorded a video diary for the show. "I'm scared. I'm terrified, actually. But I'm also ready. I want to live. And for the first time, I believe I can." Surgery day arrived, and millions of viewers later watched as Nikki's life changed in real time. The operation went smoothly, but the recovery tested her more than any workout or diet ever had. Pain, nausea, weakness. Every day felt like a battle. But Nikki didn't give up. The weight melts, and confidence rises. Over the next year, Nikki transformed physically, mentally, and emotionally. She shed weight steadily, hitting milestones she once thought impossible. 460 pounds, 380 pounds, 295 pounds. Then, on a momentous day filmed by the show, Nikki stepped on the scale and saw 249 pounds. The studio erupted in cheers. Nikki covered her mouth as she sobbed, the same way she had on her first big weigh-in, but this time, she was crying for a different reason. She wasn't dangerously obese anymore. She was free, reclaiming her life. With her new body came new possibilities. She hiked for the first time. A short nature trail near her home became her sanctuary. For years, she had only seen trees through car windows or TV screens. Now she walked among them. She bought jeans off a store rack, not online, not custom, a normal pair from a normal store. She cried in the dressing room. She rediscovered makeup. She played with colors and styles she had avoided for years, not because she wanted to hide, but because she wanted to shine. She took her first full-body photo, and she didn't delete it. She posted it proudly. She started speaking up. In conversations, on social media, even in advocacy circles, Nikki discovered that her voice was powerful. Life no longer felt like something happening to her. It felt like something she was living. The reunion episode, a moment of victory. At the show's one-year reunion special, Nikki walked onto the stage in a fitted teal dress that complemented her skin and eyes beautifully. The audience gasped. Gone was the timid woman who arrived in sweatpants and fear. Now she was confident, radiant, glowing. Host Marissa Lane introduced her as the biggest success story in the history of dangerously obese. When Nikki sat down, she crossed her legs, something she hadn't done since she was a teenager. The entire audience noticed. She laughed, a soft, almost shy laugh, as tears began to fall. "I never thought I'd be here," she said. "Not just on this stage, but in this life. I thought my story was over, but it turns out it was just beginning." Her message to others still struggling. During the special, Nikki took a moment to speak directly to viewers watching from home, viewers who saw themselves in her old body. "I know how it feels to think you're too far gone. I know what it's like to wake up and feel like you're buried under your own weight. But you're not hopeless. You're not broken. You're hurting. And you deserve help. You deserve to live." Her words went viral across social media, sparking a wave of support, admiration, and inspiration. Nikki wasn't just a success story. She had become a symbol of resilience. Where she is today, Nikki's life looks nothing like it did before the cameras rolled. She works part-time as a motivational speaker, sharing her experience with schools, health groups, and online communities. She continues to see her therapist, knowing that emotional healing is as important as physical wellness. She also trains at a local gym 3 times a week and has taken up yoga, which she once dismissed as too bendy for a woman like her. She recently adopted a rescue dog named Mango, something she couldn't have managed before her transformation, and they walk a mile together every morning. She's even started dating again, not because she feels she has to, but because she finally believes she deserves love. A transformation beyond the scale. Nikki's story is powerful not because she lost weight, plenty of people do that, but because of what she gained. Confidence, mobility, self-respect, boundaries, a voice. Her life. The woman who once hid behind oversized clothes now takes selfies in bright dresses. The woman who feared judgment now gives advice to strangers online. The woman who could barely walk now hikes, dances, laughs, and explores the world with a joy she thought she had lost forever. The beauty of becoming yourself again. Nikki's journey reminds us that transformation is never just about losing weight. It's about peeling back the layers of pain, shame, and trauma to reveal the person who was always there, waiting to be seen. Her stunning transformation wasn't only physical, it was spiritual, emotional, and deeply personal. She didn't just get her confidence back, she got her life back. And in doing so, she gave hope to thousands of others who believed their stories were already written. Nikki is living proof that it's never too late to rewrite your future.